Hi, my name's Avery and welcome to our online virtual gardening program for kids. So we're going to be learning how to harvest seeds from fruits and vegetables that we have lying around the house. What I'll be harvesting today is a lemon, and I also have a bell pepper. They both are really easy fruits and vegetables to get seeds from, and they'll also be pretty easy to germinate. So something I would recommend for you is something citrus, so like a lime or a lemon or an orange, and maybe another type of pepper, so a bell pepper or a spicy pepper like an Anaheim or a jalapeno. And also tomatoes work really well. We're using this experiment to learn how plants grow, and that can take a really long time, so we need to be really patient. And I'm going to film this over the course of a few weeks so you can see how my plants are progressing and you can kind of compare them to your own. So let's go ahead and get started harvesting our seeds. Alright, so the first thing we're going to need to do is to harvest our seeds. So you're definitely going to need an adult for this part because we're going to need to use a knife. So have an adult or an older sibling, someone who can use a knife to help you with this. So I've got my bell pepper here, so I'm just going to trim around very carefully, safety first. And I'm just going to pop this top off. I like to kind of twist it and pop it off. So we've got all of these seeds here. And that's what we want. I still have some in the bell pepper, but that's all right. We don't need too many, maybe like 5 or 6. We don't want too many plants because then they're all gonna kind of crowd in the soil and in the pot, and we only have so much soil and room to go around. So I'm just gonna pick them off with my fingers. I'm gonna pick off the best looking ones. So you can kind of see some of them are a little darker than others. So I'm just gonna pick off which ones look good, and I'm putting them on a damp paper towel. It's not wet, but it's damp. And I'm gonna open up the paper towel and put them in the middle. I'll put them kind of away from each other so they have a little bit of room to grow. The reason we're putting them in the damp paper towel is so we're giving them a better chance to germinate. We're making a little greenhouse, and so that's what we're gonna do with the plastic baggie that you've got. So we've got our plants in here. I put 6 down, and I'm just gonna fold the paper towel over and just kind of push down gently. And now I'm gonna put it in our plastic bag. What's gonna happen next is eventually, hopefully soon, the greenhouse effect that we're doing in this plastic bag is going to start to make the seeds germinate, which is going to make them start to sprout. So you're going to see little tails coming out of the bottom and hopefully like a little bit of green, and that means that our germination is working. All right, so now let me get the lemon. I'm just going to cut it right in half. And we're not going to waste anything. So that bell pepper we're going to cut up and we're going to have for a snack later, and this lemon, I'm going to squeeze the juice into this bowl so I can keep it for later. So I'm going to squeeze the lemon like this so I can catch the seeds in my hand. And you can use your hand or you could use like a little strainer. And you might need an adult to help you with this too, because sometimes lemons are a little hard to squeeze. All right, so I've got most of the juice out, and you can see I've got a little seed right there. So I'm going to take that out and I'm just going to put it on my little board. That's the only seed I see in there. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next side. And bell peppers are really good for this because they have so many seeds inside of them. Like this lemon only has 2 seeds in it. So the bell pepper is a really great idea and a really great vegetable to use because there's so many seeds inside of it. You can get a lot of plants if you really wanted to. All right, so I've got my second seed. I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna rinse my little lemon seeds. All right, so I've got my 2 lemon seeds here, and I'm gonna put them in a damp paper towel too. 1, 2, kind of in the middle, and like we did with the bell pepper, we're gonna fold it up and put it in a plastic baggie. Now you can put them both in the same bag. I'm just gonna put them in different bags just as like a reminder of which one's which. All right. So now we've got our 2 bags, and now we're going to germination station. All right, here we are at germination station, and I've gone ahead and put our paper towels in the baggies. I've taped them up to the window. So we know that seeds need water, sun, and eventually dirt to grow. So right now we're giving it the water and the sun. And because they're in the bag, it's creating that greenhouse effect. The water that's in the bag and the sunlight that's coming in is going to make the steamy, hot environment that's making it really easy for the seeds to germinate. So these seeds have been sitting here for about a week and a half, almost 2 weeks, and we're gonna see if anything sprouted. All right, I've got the bell pepper seeds here. So as you can see, we have some germination. You can see there, the beginning of the plant has just started to sprout. So these two are ready to be transferred to the dirt. Nothing yet so far on the lemon seeds, but like I said, it takes a lot of patience and a lot of time to grow plants. All right, so we are back here again in our kitchen, and we have our germinated seeds with us, as well as these little egg pods filled with soil. So along with your plastic baggies that you got, you also got a bag of soil, and we're gonna take just a little bit of that, and we're gonna fill, you can cut off a little piece of your egg carton, or you can, if you have a tiny pot, you can use that as well. So we just wanna give our seed a tiny home first to kind of grow its roots and get some more attention and love from us before we put it into its own big pot. You just want to dig a little hole with your fingers, and I'm just gonna stick my seed in there, and I'm gonna cover it up, and I'm gonna repeat that on the other one. Now I've got my spray bottle here, and so I'm just gonna spray these with a little bit of water, and we want to make sure that they're damp but they're not soaking wet. We don't want to drown the seeds, we just want to make sure that they are getting enough water, because as we know, you need water, sun, and now soil for our plants to grow. Once they've grown some roots, you can kind of tell it's going to get a little bit taller, and you're going to see some white roots if you move, if you kind of dig a little deep into the pot, you're going to see some white roots that are starting to form. That's where the seed is getting its nutrients and getting its food from. So once this whole thing is full of roots and the plant has grown a little bit, we're going to pull the whole thing out and put it in its own bigger pot with the rest of the soil that we have. That's all I've got for you guys for this program. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you had a great time. I had a great time hosting, and I hope you grow beautiful fruits and vegetables from what's left over in your house. Thank you so much for joining. I'll see you later. Bye!